Assalamu alaikum children. How are you all? Hope you all are very fine, fit and healthy. Children, in our last session, we learnt about heat, temperature, how we measure temperature, there about thermometer and how to use thermometer and who invented first thermometer. Now, in today's session, you are going to learn about different types of thermometers. Let us see. Here, if you see children, do you find any difference in temperature of air in shadow and in the sun? So to know that, let us measure temperature of air using a thermometer. What will you do to keep thermometer in close contact with air? So let us see. The thermometer is held up in the air. The mercury bulb of the thermometer is exposed to air. Therefore, the mercury expansion is clearly seen. Also, the reading is taken very easily. What did you observe? Is there any difference in temperature with variation of time or place? Yes. During morning and night times, temperature is low, whereas afternoon temperature is high. Why do you use an umbrella in the hot sun during summer? To protect our body from the hot sun during summer, umbrella stops the sun's heat falling on our body. So that's why we use umbrella. Now let us see what is a 6S maximum minimum thermometer. This 6S maximum minimum thermometer is used to measure highest and lowest temperatures. If you see in Libya, that is present in Africa, on a particular day in the year 1922, it became so hot that the temperature of air, even in shade, was as high as 58 degrees Celsius. At some places, Rentachintala of Guntur district in Andhra Pradesh, the maximum temperature of air sometimes reaches 48 degrees Celsius and more. When it is so hot, we feel extremely uncomfortable as the normal temperature of the human body is 37 degrees Celsius. So, in order to measure very lowest temperature as present in Antarctica, which is about minus 89 degrees Celsius. If you see, there is less than 0 degrees Celsius. So in order to measure very low temperatures and very high temperatures, we use a 6S maximum minimum thermometer. So let us see what is a clinical thermometer. Generally, when we are suffering from fever, our body temperature increases. Can you find how much the body temperature has increased? Doctors use a thermometer to find out the temperature of our bodies. It is called as a clinical thermometer. Hold the clinical thermometer in your hand and observe it carefully. There are two types of scales marked on the clinical thermometer. One that starts with 35 degrees and ends at 45 degrees is Celsius scale, while the other that starts with 94 degrees and ends at 108 degrees is a Fahrenheit scale. Do you see a kink in the capillary near the bulb? This kink prevents mercury level from falling on its wound. Now let us see reading the Fahrenheit scale on the thermometer. Note the temperature difference indicated between the two bigger marks. Also note down the number of divisions between these marks. Suppose two consecutive bigger marks differ by 1 degree and there are 5 divisions between them, then one small division is equal to 1 by 5, we can write that is equal to If we convert that into Fahrenheit, that is 0.2 degrees Fahrenheit. Now let us see. Now let us see how to use a clinical thermometer. Wash the thermometer preferably with an antiseptic solution. Hold it firmly by the end and give it a few jerks. These jerks will bring the level of mercury down. Ensure that it falls below 35 degrees Celsius or 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, place the thermometer under your tongue or armpit. After 1 minute, take the thermometer out and note the reading. It tells you your body temperature. Now, let us see about thermistor thermometer. It is available in market to measure the human body temperatures, particularly for infants and children. Why? Why we are measuring body temperature of infants? Because of thermistor thermometer is available in market to measure the human body temperatures, particularly for infants and children, because clinical thermometer contains mercury, which is a toxic substance and is very difficult to dispose of. If a thermometer breaks, so it is harmful to measure temperature of infants and children. Now let us see what is digital thermometer. There is a lot of concern over the use of mercury in thermometer. Mercury is a toxic substance and is very difficult to dispose of if a thermometer breaks. These days digital thermometers are also available which do not use mercury. We are advised not to use a clinical thermometer for measuring the temperature of any object other than the human body. Also, we are advised to avoid keeping it in the sun or near a flame. Now let us try this. Measure the temperature of a person with the clinical and digital thermometers. Or the temperature reading same or different? Explain your observations. How to measure the temperature of other objects? To measure the temperature of other objects, there are other thermometers. One such thermometer is known as the laboratory thermometer. Now let us see. Laboratory thermometer. If you observe that, if we observe the markings of this laboratory thermometer, the range of this is what? What do you mean by minus degree Celsius? Is it is minus degree is less than 0 degree Celsius or greater than it? So how to use this laboratory thermometer? Let us see. Take some tap water in a beaker. Dip the thermometer in water so that the bulb is immersed in water but does not touch the bottom or side of the beaker. Hold the thermometer vertically. Wait till the mercury thread becomes steady. Note the reading. There is a temperature of water at that time. Now reading the Celsius scale on thermometer. Note the temperature difference indicated between two bigger marks. Also note down the number of divisions between these marks. Suppose two consecutive bigger marks differ by 1 degree and there are 10 divisions between them. One small division reads 1 by 10 is 0.1 degrees Celsius. Let us do this activity. Take some hot water in a beaker. Dip thermometer in it for 1 minute. Record the temperature while the thermometer is in water. Take out the thermometer from water. Observe the mercury thread carefully. What do you notice after some time? Why? We are advised not to use the laboratory thermometer to measure our body temperature. Why? What is the reason behind it? How does the laboratory thermometer differ from a clinical thermometer? Let us see. If you say clinical thermometer has kink but a laboratory thermometer does not have, which prevents mercury level from falling on its own. The range of temperatures is also different. In a laboratory thermometer, the range of temperature is marked from 10 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius. In clinical thermometer, the temperature is marked from 35 degrees Celsius and ends with 45 degrees Celsius. So children, let us continue our discussion in our live class. Up to that, be happy. Allah Hafiz.